This update is terrifying. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and this story is an update to Johnny Depp and his lawyer Adam Waldman, which he got suspended from Twitter a couple weeks ago and still has yet to get his account back. And the reason this is a big story is, look, it's a big story for the sake of Adam and Johnny Depp, but this goes bigger than even them. How can we protect our own selves when someone like him, with the power of Johnny Depp, still can't get reinstated and still can't even be told why they were pulled from the platform? Who was behind pulling him from the platform? What did he do that went against the terms of service? Twitter won't tell him. And this breakdown of emails from Twitter and Adam is infuriating. And it shows and exposes the ridiculousness of these platforms and the lack of control or actual rules that we, the people, have. Something needs to be done. And exposing this stuff is incredibly important. But by exposing this stuff, we get suppressed. I've seen it. It's happening all across the board, and it's happening across this video. And I want to signal boost this video, which came in from Tug the Umbrella Guy. If you aren't following him, go hit that subscribe button so you can support him and get his videos in your feed because he does a lot of really good work here. And this is a really good find, and I want to make sure I signal boost this for him. So go check out his channel, his content. He does a similar video. I'm going to be using screen caps from his video. Full credit to him. So go hear his commentary as well and watch what you can. But look, he got a hold of these emails that Adam wrote to Twitter and Twitter's replies. And I want to go through them with you because I do think this is bigger than just the justice for Johnny Depp, which is a big issue. I'm not trying to negate that by any stretch of the imagination. But the fact that Twitter is censoring this and not replying to this at such a high level of such a big celebrity as Johnny Depp tells me something else fishy is going on. I mean, that's my own speculation here, but I want to make up your own mind as we go through this. Okay, so here's the first email. Dear Twitter, I assume this is too. My name is Adam Waldman. I'm an American lawyer. My colleagues have contacted you about two matters, which they say they have not received a response from you about. So I thought I would follow up directly. So we had someone reaching out to Twitter to sort of get this intel and still didn't hear anything. First, my client, Johnny Depp, 10.2 million followers on Instagram, has instructed me to open a verified Twitter account in his name so he can begin tweeting. Second, my account has been targeted by trolls and suspended by Twitter with no reason given. And there can be no reason, and there can be no reason. I know the rules of Twitter, and I've carefully followed them. My tweets routinely receive 200,000 to 550,000 views. I respectfully request that my account be reinstated, and I would also like to be verified, which, as I understand it, makes this less likely to occur in the future. May we discuss? Thank you, and kind words. Now, this is a lawyer. I'm sure he knows the terms. He's not like some random troll or some, as they call it, what's the word? There's new terms for independent news that they say. Outsider news. It's not the there's a term. I'm sorry, I'm spacing on it. But YouTube is taking more attention to the legit outlets, the mainstream outlets. And so this is just another case of Twitter not taking this seriously and not helping, when in reality, this guy's a professional. He's a lawyer. He's allowed to be on there, and he should have a verified badge. Tremendously hard to get. But you get them through people like Johnny Depp, and that's so stay tuned. Dear Twitter, I understand that moments after I sent you my inquiry below, you responded to blank about my client Johnny Depp's requested Twitter account, but not a word about mine. Mr. Depp has instructed me to talk about his account with someone at Twitter this week. If that someone is not you, could you please direct me to someone else? I would like a response about my suspended Twitter account, please. No email has been sent to me explaining why, despite repeated promises, no notice was given, no reason was provided. Perhaps my suspension was a mistake that Twitter intends to remedy. Perhaps it's something else, and I will need to take other action. I would like to know which. So here he's again. Twitter's trying to work around him and take. Oh yeah, Johnny Depp. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about the Johnny Depp getting on Twitter. But they don't want to address the elephant in the room, which is, well, what about me? And good on Adam for keeping these things combined, because that's how you got to do it. It's the only way. Note to anybody trying to get verified, unless you're spending a huge dollar amount at Twitter and ad buys. That's how I got my badge. Through a company I worked for at the time, got a blanket list of, all right, approve all our talent, because they were making a deal with Twitter at the time. Or unless you're really a celebrity or you know someone there who can help flip the switch, it's really hard to get on there. And I've heard, I don't know anything about this, but I've heard there are people who just, you can pay If you know the right person, you can pay, and it's an absorbent amount of money. You can pay them to get you clicked and have that blue badge on, which is insane. But someone like Adam should absolutely get it. If he's repping Johnny Depp and he's having this issue, at this point, he should be verified so it doesn't happen as often. But again, all this proof proving that it seems like something is being blocked on purpose. That's my 2 cents. Dear, this is my 3rd message regarding setting up a verified Twitter for Johnny Depp, as he has instructed me to, and unsuspending my Twitter account, which was shut down without any Twitter procedures or process, including notice, expression of bias, and what to do. When does the suspension end? Does something need to be filed? Why was I singled out and treated differently regarding notice than any other suspended account? In the meantime, my voice is silenced. I'd be grateful if someone at Twitter could contact me today about these 2 matters. Johnny Depp has accrued 10.2 million followers on Instagram with a mere handful of posts. It was fastest to 1 million followers in the history of Instagram. He is one of the highest grossing actors in Hollywood history. I find it concerning that nobody responds to me. And you know what, Adam? You are correct. This is very discouraging. Twitter, you look really bad right now. Now, are you ignoring him because you're blacklisting Johnny? Is that what you're doing? Is that what we're exposing here, that you're not taking that seriously? Because it seems like you're trying to maybe talk about the Johnny issue, but even that now you're sort of ignoring because Johnny has clearly instructed Adam, I'm assuming here, it seems like, I'm reading between the lines, that the 2 things are connected. Johnny would like to be verified on Twitter, so he has a voice there, and he'd like to have Adam, who's his lawyer and representative, who speaks on his behalf sometimes as well, to also make sure he's verified and has that. It seems like a very fair request that someone like Twitter should be able to give to a celebrity of Johnny's nature, don't you think? Well, let's continue. Finally, here we go. Hello, Adam. Hello, all. Confirming receipt of our correspondence and have asked the relevant team to look into your case. We will be back in touch after the weekend with an update. Blank was in touch earlier yesterday about launching the Johnny Depp handle, in reply to which we suggested we get together to talk through the onboarding and launch strategy. We're waiting a time that suits everybody to do so. Let us know, and you'd like to be involved. Okay. It's great. Let's see what the response is. Dear Blank, following up on both unsuspending my Twitter account and setting up Johnny Depp's, is there a time we can schedule? I noticed Twitter has received a suspension. I got to be careful of reading this one because it's got some DV words. He says many of these users are DV survivors, men and women, and so they've been targeted by people who want to silence them. I suspect this would happen to me, and so he's getting a lot of complaints and people on why are you still offline? I'm eager to have this resolved. So whatever this issue with my account, and to launch Mr. Depp's. Again, Adam reminding Twitter the 2 are connected. And so it's now the 8th. And so again, I guess the weekend passes. It's now the 8th day. The Twitter account has been suspended for no reason. No reason was provided despite repeated promises. And there can be no reason. I did not violate Twitter. I only post public, non-confidential legal documents, news articles, occasionally cultural references like song lyrics to show the truth of a public matter. I express no personal opinion outside the 4 corners of those public documents. Respectfully, I request that my Twitter account be restored and that Twitter communicate with me about what happened. This is my 5th note to that end. Also, my experience as a lawyer representing high-profile people. It is unusual that no one from Twitter has gotten back to me about opening up Johnny Depp's Twitter handle. He was the latest Instagram I made, blah. He was launched platform. Maybe we'd have a discussion about that too. The timing of this is confusing because it sounds like someone was willing to talk, but you'd think someone would be quicker to make all this happen. I hear what he's saying. It's correct. And so here we go. Dear Adam, it's finally a response from Twitter. Dear Adam, the relevant team has now looked into your account, and I can tell you that your account was suspended due to multiple violations of our private information policy. More information about this policy can be found here. It's a standard click here and read a bunch of stuff that's not connected. As you do not have an email address linked to the account, you would not have been notified of these violations by email. Instead, you would have received a prompt giving you the reason for the tweet being bounced and requesting that you delete the tweet before being able to access your account again. You should have also received a prompt upon the subsequent suspension, which also would have given you the information how to appeal. There is no appeal recorded, but I have asked the team to review in light of our correspondence. This has not been successful. Now, I can't tell if this is the appeal, not successful in finding his appeal. It's clear he didn't appeal, but I'm confused. He's clearly telling you he hasn't gotten the information. Why aren't you sharing more of the information? What happened? How does he find out what this appeal is? Again, denial. And it seemed like they're just sort of acknowledging, yep, sorry, you did go against terms. But we still won't tell you why. Just read this link on what you did. What are the tweets? What's the specific things? You'd think Adam, a lawyer, would be pretty confident about following said rules, especially since he's been bounced for 8 days, and you'd think he'd be really reading those with a fine-tooth comb. It's not like he's some user who Twitter can just yell at and ignore. They're talking to a lawyer, and they're still like, yep. And this is where it really frustrates me. Because if he can't get them, who can? How are any of us protected? This is terrifying because we have Johnny Depp, huge, massive star, huge following, and you have a lawyer who's also has a pretty substantial following, represents said client, big name Hollywood clients, and even they can't get through the machines, the nobodies at Twitter, to actually put an end to this. Which to me implies, one, that it's just the system's broken and they're all idiots. That's option one, right? Option two, there's something really shady and crooked going on behind the scenes, because why wasn't this resolved? Why wouldn't somebody have chimed in and said, oh, so sorry you haven't, yes, I'm going to be your liaison for Johnny Depp. We're so excited to have him on. It's all ready to go. We're happy to set the call, and I understand you want to get your account situated too. I'm on immediately. It looks like these are the tweets that were problematic. Get into it. The fact that they're not getting into it with him and they keep sort of tiptoeing around issues, to me, is a sign that they don't know what they're talking about, or they're hiding something. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are the tweets? Why is it taking 8 emails? It's very clear, and as a third party Twitter, it's very clear to me what he's asking and trying to figure out. Why am I suspended? This stock answer doesn't help. And then telling him he received these prompts, which he must not have gotten. He must not have gotten the prompts. As a customer service rep, speaking to a high-level client, and who reps also a celebrity, tell him again. As frustrating as it is, even if Adam somehow got missed or whatever, the prompts didn't work, you tell the customer again, the person, well, here's what happened. Let me share what you should have gotten. It's right here. No option to see any of it. So and it's not been successful. I've asked the team to review, and no, it's not been successful. So the review didn't go well. Apparently, he's still stuck. And then they go, the Johnny Depp handle is reserved for use. And per previous correspondence, we would always recommend you running quickly through the onboarding and launch strategy with all high-profile partners beforehand. PST while I'm on BS, so that would be whatever. It sounds like they've kept the Johnny Depp handle that they're going to be willing to help figure out once they get a talk with him, but they're not really. This one's more interesting. This is my read on this. They clearly want Johnny on the platform. I don't feel like they're blocking him. It seems like they're like salivating. Yes, sir. We've checked his handle. Now we have to have a launch strategy meeting. Let us know when. And they don't want to address Adam's other issues. But again, they keep failing to acknowledge the two are connected, and they don't want to make them connected. So all of this is just immensely frustrating. It's immensely frustrating because why is this taking so long for him? Why are they making this such a slow process for Johnny? And what did he get banned for? What they're saying, what the private information policy? If there's something he did, then why aren't they telling him so he can sort of respond and go, well, that's not private information? It seems like there's, again, if I'm being trying to step myself out of it, maybe there is a miscommunication of something that the Twitter police think, well, that clearly must have been personal information, when in reality it's public information and they just don't understand it. The fact that they can't come to terms that they're talking to a lawyer is immensely just idiotic. Someone at Twitter, I can't believe they still haven't fixed it. He's still not on. This is wild to me. So look, this pisses me off. It makes me nervous because all these platforms, all they're doing is suppressing, and who knows what really got it shut down. This is all. I mean, I don't think this is suspended, but they've clearly parked this for him. Oh, sorry, wrong. I hit the wrong button. They've clearly parked this for him. So this is on deck soon. We'll see this get activated at some point. But what chance do we have of ever getting fixed if someone at Twitter or someone higher up tells Twitter to just suspend us because we did something, and then they're like, "Yep, check this link. That's what you did." Oh, well, you should have gotten a prompt. Sorry. Good luck. You didn't get the prompt. Well, I'll look into it. Yeah, it looks like we can't do anything. That's what that's the future of what we're going to do in social media if you're ever telling something important. And no one usually cares until, the S hits the fan. And then suddenly you're not in the circle that you need to be, and then suddenly they all ignore you, and that's the problem. Then you'll realize, oh crap, I should have been paying more attention to this, because this is a massively big issue. So thanks to the Umbrella Guy for getting this word out and for spreading this, because this is scary. Plug to the Umbrella Guy again. Go follow him on YouTube and also on Twitter at That Umbrella, because he's also, I saw him teasing here, something huge tomorrow. I didn't realize how big until I started prepping. I have a feeling it might get flattened because it's exposing some BS, but I'll need help getting it out. He's been hyping this a lot, but it seems like there's something big tomorrow coming. So I'm excited. So again, plugging fairly to him since he got the scoop. Go follow the Umbrella Guy and Tug. Let's do a collab. Let's make this happen. I got your back. For getting the word out there. I appreciate you. If you guys want to subscribe to him, don't forget to also subscribe here. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell for all alerts. Smash that like button and leave a comment down below. Tell me what your thoughts on this subject. Did it even work? I didn't put my disclaimer up. YouTube or human reviewer, you better let this one go through. Nothing I said was against the terms, but watch these numbers keep going down. YouTube tells me, oh, Andy, it's just because, people aren't clicking as much. I don't buy it. Same content months ago, and I'm talking for various months, shoo, 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 and then there was a certain point, it started around, I would say, February, March, really in March, it just break stopped. No growth on anybody's channel. And I've talked to a lot of channels. Certain independent outlets like ours, especially ones that talk about topics like this, they've just throttled us. So we can't excel past a certain threshold. There's no other explanation for it. I post too many videos and too many topics that I know, based on experience, unless YouTube's audience cut in half, they're just not sharing it as widely. And Susan, the CEO, has admitted they're taking priority to the more authoritative outlets is what they call it. And so we don't fall in that camp anymore. Apparently, only the mainstream media can tell you because they don't lie. Guys. Terrifying times we live in. Thank you so much for supporting. Continue to support if you can. I appreciate it. If you made it this far, tell me I support you because it means a lot to see that stuff in there. So thank you, everybody. Stay tuned for more. It's Thursday. We'll be live tonight talking about this and so much more every Thursday, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.